Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming to today's webinar, Yotpo's SEO Toolbox. I'm so excited to have you here. We have so much in store for you today, so let's get us started. So, what are we going to talk about today? First and foremost, we're going to discuss what's all the fuss about in SEO. This buzzword everybody's talking about, SEO, we're going to understand where it's coming from, what is it, and how can we use it to our advantage. The second thing we're going to discuss is your Yotpo SEO Toolbox. We have amazing tools to help you with your SEO, and today we're going to show you how you can use them. And last but not least, we have an expert who's going to give us some expert tips. It's going to be a surprise for later in this webinar. Okay, so what is SEO? We're going to start with the very, very dry definition of SEO, and we're going to take it from there. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, which basically is the simple activity of ensuring a website can be found in search engines for words and phrases relevant to what the site has to offer. Why do we need SEO? Why it matters so much for e-commerce websites? So we all want to increase our organic search visibility. Better search result ranking equals more organic traffic coming to your site. There's even a famous quote saying that if something doesn't exist on Google's very first result page, it doesn't exist at all. We can understand why, right? All right. So, Yotpo's SEO Toolbox. This is exciting. Let's dive in, but first we have a prologue. So, SEO's main pillar is content. Throughout the years, Google has made major advancements in content analysis, so low-quality content doesn't make the cut anymore. For us to achieve prominence on Google, we need high-quality, genuine content. Collecting UGC is the most affordable, scalable way to acquire such content. You probably wonder what makes Yotpo's SEO Toolbox so special. So let me begin. First and foremost, Yotpo is a direct partner of Google, which allows us to send them feeds of your site and product reviews and present your star rating on search results, which has a massive impact on your SEO ranking. And just FYI, many of our competitors, tools and add-ons, the smaller ones, don't have partnership with Google, so they won't be able to offer you many of the features we're going to discuss today. Okay, I'm going to start with the graph because they say that picture speaks louder than words. As you can see in this graph, we can see the change in organic page visits over 9 months for 30,000 Yotpo clients that started using reviews for the very first time. I think it's incredible. Just look at the numbers. Okay, so now with no further ado, I'm very, very pleased to present you with the first tool in our SEO toolbox, which is the dedicated SEO page. Okay, so what is dedicated SEO page? Dedicated SEO page is a page where you present all of your reviews in one page, and it has tons of value towards SEO, and now let me discuss why. First of all, it generates fresh content that updates constantly. What does that mean? Anytime you get a site or a product review, this page refreshes and also has it to present for all the clients who are interested in it. Why is it important? We're going to discuss very shortly. All right. Second, it creates higher search relevance with URL match. What do I mean by that? Let's say that my website is larrystore.com. So my recommendation to you is to put a dedicated SEO page on, let's use my example for this, larrystore.com/reviews. Why? Because tomorrow when a client would like to read reviews about my website, he's probably going to go on Google and look for Larry's website space reviews. Now Google is going to give a very, very high relevancy to this specific URL because it contains both my store's name and second, the word reviews. There we go. And the third point about a dedicated SEO page is that Yotpo's dedicated SEO page ensures that traffic is directed to your site. This point is very important, and let me tell you why. While many of our competitors are very proud and say that they're going to get to #1 on ranking on organic search results, they are correct. But what they fail to tell you is that they're going to direct you to their own site, which means if somebody's going to look for Larry Store's space reviews, and I'm a client of our competitors, I'm not going to name names, the result I'm going to see on Google Organic Search is the review solution itself, and my reviews are going to be on that site. What we do with our SEO page is basically We help you get the result that you want on SEO and also direct clients to your own site. Alrighty then, let's see how we actually implement. Where do we get the code snippet for the SEO page? So this is your Yotpo deck, and this is the admin of Yotpo. We're gonna click on marketing, on site, and reviews tab. I know it's a little confusing, but stay with me. All right, it's gonna load in like a second or two. In the meantime, all right, here we go. So we're gonna scroll down, all the way down. We're gonna read, showcase your reviews in a dedicated SEO page. All you have to do is copy this code snippet right here and implement it on an empty page with the URL like I suggested, yourdomain.com/reviews. Now, I would like to show you some examples of how what you can do with it and how can it look at the end. As you can see, you can design it and customize it heavily, and it can look very, very beautiful, and it's also going to give you the SEO value you're looking for. And this is the last example. This is the basic layout of the SEO page. So as you can see, it looks amazing even without any customization. Okay, now it's time to the second tool in our SEO toolbox. The second tool is rich snippets. Okay, rich snippets, we're all familiar with it. When you look for products in Google, you see the little star rating beneath it. You can see the price sometimes. You can see if it's in stock or not. All of these are called rich snippets. So why are rich snippets so important? First of all, it improves organic search results. How does it do that? You know, one of the things that actually really, really benefits SEO is a lot of clicks. Because when you get more clicks, Google said that you're more relevant. And how can we get more clicks? Let's jump to the next point. We're going to increase click-through rates by providing accurate and concise information. What do we mean? Let's say I want to buy a camera, okay? So I know the make and model I'm looking for, but I'm not sure where should I get it. So I'm going to go on Google and type the exact make and model I'm looking for. Now, let's say I have one site that has 600 reviews for this specific camera on it and one site that has nothing. Which one would I incline to click on? Which one looks more reliable? Which one is more inviting? So I think that you got the answer yourselves. And last but not least, like we said, it's going to drive relevant traffic to your site because these shoppers usually look for a specific product, which means they're willing to buy. They just need to buy from you. Okay, how to install rich snippets. Now, this is a great part I always like to get in this webinar because with Yotpo, once you install it in your e-commerce platform, the rich snippets markups are done automatically. Yes, you heard me correct, automatically. Okay, now I have a little question for you guys. So we're going to start a poll. Great. Going to start a poll. I'm going to ask, do you currently run any AdWords campaign? Please fill in your answers. The poll is just for attendees. All right, 92% of you said yes, which is very, very exciting. Let me tell you exactly why. Because our next tool is Google Sellers Rating. Now, Google Sellers Rating, as you can see in the example on the right side of the screen, is the ability to show your star rating in your AdWords. All right. As you can see, it seems much better than ads without star rating, and it's also psychologically much more inviting. All right, so why are Google Seller Ratings so important? Like we just said, first and foremost, it increases trust. People see that many people buy from you all the time, and they also give you very good reviews. People who are actually familiar with this, they actually know that it can be even manipulated. So even if the specific store gets negative review, it will just lower the star rating of the specific site. So it has so much more value than other tools. The second thing, it increased click-through rates by 17%. Now, this is coming from Yotpo. This actual number is coming from Google themselves due to a research they did on their end. And the third, just like in the rich snippets, you're going to pop out more than your competitors. I think it speaks for itself. Okay, before we move on, I have to clarify some things. Google Seller Rating, as amazing tool as it is, it has some requirements. Now, these requirements aren't coming from Yotpo. They come from Google itself. The very basic requirement is that you have to have at least 150 site reviews from the past 12 months. And these site reviews has to be Google eligible. Let me pause for just one moment and explain what Google eligible reviews are. Basically, the reviews, they have to be site reviews, and they have the topic has to be one of the following four. It can be either about shipping, customer service, online experience, or about your brand in general. These 4 topics are the only topics that Google find as Google eligible reviews towards Google seller rating. It also has to have an average star rating of 3.5 stars or higher. And between you and me, we both know that if it was lower, you wouldn't want to present it on Google, right? And of course, last, it has to have more than 25 characters. Why is this important? You can have 2 million reviews saying title of the review is amazing and the body of the review is amazing products or just amazing. It won't be enough. It won't qualify towards Google sellers rating. And we have to take care of this in the future. So now I would like to show you how we can actually install and actually set up the Google seller rating in your Yotpo admin. All we have to do is click on marketing, click on SEO and SEM. SEM stands for social engine marketing, by the way. As you can see, the default is enabled and you have the requirements on the top. You have to choose the category that your AdWord campaign runs in so it matches, and you also have to fill your website's URL. It's as simple as that. Keep in mind that if your website starts with the www, you should type it here. And when you put a valid URL, Yotpo will let you save it. And that's it. You're good to go. Meet the criteria. You see the star rating in your AdWords. Okay, and now we get to the very exciting part of this webinar. I have a very, very special guest for us and a very good friend of mine and an esteemed colleague. So with no further ado, please say hi to Mel.
Awesome. Thanks, Larry. Hi, guys. I'm Mel, and I'm a content marketer here at Yotpo. So now you've got all the tips to how to use our SEO tools at Yotpo. I'm going to give you just a few expert things to get you ranking higher in search. So let's just jump right in. Let's go for it. Okay, the first thing to remember is that when it comes to SEO, you really want to avoid having duplicate content. Duplicate content is when you have the same kind of content coming up on different web pages. It really confuses Google. It doesn't know which one to rank. So there is one thing that web pages that perform really well have in common, and that's unique content. So you need to keep your content unique and don't be tempted to use manufacturer descriptions. Just use your customer review to also boost your content and get people interested and engaged. Okay, awesome. Now let's keep going. Number two, keep your content fresh. So this might seem a little daunting if you're a business that's trying to create content that's always fresh and always engaging, but it's something that really ranks well on search. Your customers are always there looking for the newest and latest thing, and you don't want content that's sitting there stale for a long time. So one thing is that you need to remember is that it's really not difficult to scale fresh content. This is where your user-generated content is perfect. It's perfect to come in because it's always fresh, it's always engaging, and it's always authentic and right toward your product. So it's really interesting for other people that are searching online.
Preach!
Yes. Okay, now we're going over to tip number 3, which is ensure you have unique meta descriptions for every page. Meta descriptions can be a little bit tricky for some people, but they really don't need to be. For those of you that don't know, it's that small little paragraph that comes under the title when you search a term on Google. You have to remember that there's a context to it, that your search or the person that's searching is appearing in all the other search results as well. So when they're reading that paragraph about your site, you want it to be cool, you want it to be engaging, you want it to be directly related to the page that it's representing. So every page on your website has to have that unique meta description so that it can drive those customers from search onto your website and then buying your products. Awesome, guys. So another thing to know is to remember your long-tail keywords using your reviews. As opposed to general keywords that are very difficult and hard to rank for, long tails are usually very specific and they relate to high intent buyers that know pretty much exactly what they want. Now you might be thinking, I don't know which long tails to rank for or how to find them or what to do, or it all might be just really, really scary. Don't worry, this is where your UGC is perfect. It's like SEO gold, because when your customers are writing their reviews for you, they're naturally using words that describe your products. And those words that they use directly relate to the search that other shoppers are using as well when they're on search. So you can really get so much information from your customer reviews and then use it on your own content to draw in more customers from search. Awesome. Now we've got the last tip, which is remember social SEO. You know that social is all the rage these days, and that all of your customers at the moment are on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Pinterest. That's where they're talking to each other, and that's also where they're communicating with their favorite brands. So user-generated content is perfect for this because all of those tags and those likes and those hashtags are starting to be a lot more recognized by Google. Google's incorporating it into its algorithm, which makes your brand a lot more relevant every time somebody's talking about them. So one thing to know is that you can use our Facebook and our Instagram integrations to boost your presence on search and boost your presence on social as well, so that you can keep your customers engaged, build a community around your brand, and keep them talking about your products. So that's it, guys. Those are your 5 tips. Your reviews are SEO diamonds, and they're not only crucial in helping you rank for search, but to bring high intent shoppers back to your site as well. That's it. Over to you, Larry.
All right. Amazing. Isn't she something awesome, right? Okay, guys. So throughout this webinar, we got a lot of questions from you guys. So now we have the time to actually ask them and answer. So let me just start with the first question. Just this one. Okay. How can I get more site reviews? Now, this one is from Peter. Peter, thank you so much for attending this webinar, and this is actually an awesome question. We actually have an entire article about it in our Yotpo Supports Help Center, and let me just touch the very basic. First and foremost, you can always convert product reviews to be both product and site reviews. Publish them as both. They will qualify towards Google Seller Rating. Second thing you can do, you can send targeted site review requests, which is basically a manual bulk email burst that you just send to many clients at once. You can do it up to 2,500 clients at once. For more information, I highly recommend that you go ahead and read the article. And one thing that you can do is also change the slider to get more site review requests instead of product review requests. You can do it in your Yotpo admin under email settings. If you need any technical assistance, I'll be happy to help after this webinar. Let's get to the next question. Okay, how long will it take before I see the Google Seller Rating up and running? So this question is coming from Nate. Nate as well, thank you so much for coming to this webinar. The simple question is, Google say it's 4 to 6 weeks after you meet the criteria, which means there's a threshold we discussed with 150 Google eligible site reviews. Once you meet this criteria, it will be between 4 to 6 weeks, and this is according to Google. Most of the time, it's a little less than that. Okay. Let's hold on for a second. I see that we have a question. All right. We had a question about product listing ads, and we had a question about site level rich snippets. Now, these 2 features, even though they're very relevant towards SEO and SEM, they're not available for all packages of our clients. So this webinar was a little more general than that, and we would love to emphasize that. If you want to ask anything further about it, feel free emailing me or your success manager, and we'll be happy to give you all the details. Do we have time for one more? All right. So let's look for a female question. We didn't have any yet. Excellent. We have a question from Fernanda. Are there going to be more webinars in the future? Oh, wow. I'm so flattered. Thank you, Fernanda, for asking this. Of course, there will be. We're going to have many more webinars coming in the very near future. Yes, the next one, you're going to even have, we're going to ask some of you, what do you think? How was it? And what do you think should be the next webinar? What is it there? Okay. We got another question. Who has this? All right. We have a question from Floor. That's a unique name. All right, Floor. You ask, how can you tell when you meet the criteria towards Google Sellers Rating? Now, this is an excellent question, and the very simple answer is that you simply have to ask your CSM. We'd be more than happy to run a diagnosis and the analytics and make sure if you meet the criteria or not, and if you can relax and know that it's going to be from 4 to 6 weeks from now until you're going to start showing the star rating in your AdWords, or if simply you need to work harder and get more site reviews. I believe that that's all the time we had. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to thank you for coming to this webinar. It's been a really great pleasure for me, and I hope also for Mel. Thank you all for listening. All questions that we haven't answered yet, I'm going to email you a little later, me or your success manager. And I truly hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.